Let's talk about a new wave of Chinese companies. They're moving way beyond the factory floor and right into your phone, your closet, and your home. They're becoming household names all around the world.
I mean, think about it. Have you scrolled through TikTok in the last, hour? Ordered from the fast fashion giant Shein? Or maybe, just maybe, you're using an Anchor charger for the very device you're watching this on right now.
Well, if you said yes to any of those, you're already part of this huge new trend in global business. It's what experts are calling Going Global 3.0.
So, what in the world is Global 3.0? To really get what makes this new wave so different, we've got to take a quick look back. See, this isn't the first time Chinese companies have expanded abroad. It's actually the third major wave.
It all started back in the early 2000s with Global 1.0, which was all about the state-backed resource hunters. Then, fast forward about a decade, and you get Global 2.0, driven by private companies acting as asset buyers. And that, of course, brings us to today's movement, Global 3.0, the age of the brand builders.
All right, so to really understand what's new, let's just quickly break down the old. The strategies, the companies, the goals in those first two waves, totally different from what we're seeing today.
In Global 1.0, you had these massive state-owned companies. Their mission was pretty simple. Go out and secure resources. We're talking oil, minerals, that kind of thing, to fuel China's booming economy back home. Then in Global 2.0, a decade later, it was private companies on a global shopping spree, buying up assets and established Western brands, hotels, movie studios, the whole shebang. The goal was all about acquisition.
Which brings us right up to today. Global 3.0 is a whole new ballgame. This time, it's not about buying resources or even buying existing companies. It's about building brand new global brands completely from scratch.
And what's really fascinating is who these new players are. They're pretty much all private companies, not those state-owned giants. They're nimble, they're fast, and they are laser-focused on the consumer. After decades of watching and learning from Western companies, they're now taking those lessons and building their own brands for a global audience.
And as our source material says, this new generation is just doing things differently. They're not just selling products made in China anymore. They're selling brands from China. Brands that are going head-to-head with their Western competitors on style, on tech, and on marketing.
And the scale here is just massive. This third wave is so much broader, touching everything from fashion and electronics to social media. It's already way more successful when you look at how many global consumers are on board, and honestly, all the signs suggest it's just getting warmed up.
I mean, the momentum is just undeniable. If you look at the charts from The Economist, you can see this dramatic spike in both foreign revenue and overseas investment. This is not a slow trickle, my friends. It's a flood.
But, going global as a consumer brand is a lot harder than just buying an oil field. This new game comes with a completely new set of challenges.
For starters, these companies are facing intense scrutiny from Western governments. They've also got to navigate all these complex cultural landscapes. And maybe the biggest hurdle of all is overcoming this geopolitical trust deficit, that suspicion that consumers and governments might have just because of where the company comes from. So how are they getting over these hurdles? Well, their answer is a pretty big shift in strategy. Instead of trying to run everything from headquarters back home, they are going all in on localization. And this Go Local playbook, it's about so much more than just translating a website. They're creating local jobs. They're hiring local teams who actually understand the market. They're even putting local executives in senior roles. Some are building completely independent tech platforms in their key markets just to deal with data and privacy concerns head-on. It's a real move to become part of the local economic fabric.
So when you put it all together, what you're seeing is a huge shift in how global business works. That old Made in China label is quickly being replaced by Created in China.
And as the source material we looked at concludes, this trend is only going to speed up. You can fully expect to see more and more of these clever, globally minded Chinese brands popping up in your social media feeds and online stores.
So the real question isn't if these brands will become a bigger part of our lives, but really, what does it mean when they do? As they move from our phones into our homes, how will this new wave of brand builders truly reshape the future of global commerce as we know it?